Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Inshallah, we will begin from the beginning of this book, Essentials of Quranic Arabic, Volume 1. And in this group, we are just going to be covering Volume 1. This has almost all the basics that you would know to understand Quranic Arabic, a basic translation of the Quran. And we won't be having any test or anything of the sort, but we will just go over the book, the explanations, and if you have any doubts or queries, you can post them in the WhatsApp group. What we will be doing is I will, some topics like the initial ones, I'm not going to read through in detail. I will just summarize it and then you have to read the topic. So as and when we go over some topic, you have to be sure you have read the textbook part of it. And I will let you know when you have to read the textbook part. So inshallah, we will begin now. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ربنا زدنا علما ربنا زدنا علما ربنا زدنا علما. So what we have here is the name of the book, Essentials of Quranic Arabic. The author is Masood Ahmad Ranginwala. This book is available as a course syllabus for Islamic Online University in the diploma section. Diploma is having free courses, no time limit, so you can do it as per your own time. So if you want, you can join over there and you can give the test. They have split the book by small modules, different page numbers, and based on that you can attempt the test and see if you're doing fine. You can also get the certification from there for the course. You will find it in level 6 in the diploma. It is named as ARB 031, 032 and 033. It's divided into 3 courses. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين ومن استنى بالسنة إلى يوم الدين. Here there is a hadith quoted. It's very good to know, so you can read through this later on. Now this is acknowledgements by the author. He has written about himself and from where he took different sources to write this book. This is the transliteration key. Like for Arabic alphabets, not all the alphabets have sounds in English. So for some of them, what are the transliteration codes that he has used, which alphabet, which symbol. This is the table of contents, which is what all the book is going to have, and this is exactly what all we are going to learn. Okay, so there is a foreword. That's just an introduction to the book. You should always go through the foreword before you begin any book, and the preface as well. In the preface, he has mentioned the importance of the language and the goals and objectives of writing this book. Then there are some notes on the history of Arabic grammar, what and how Arabic was at the time of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and then the evolution of grammar. Then the actual study starts here, which is one second here. Introduction to Arabic I'm sorry. It's actually hyperlinked, so one click would take me to that topic. So let me go back there here. So we were here. Introduction to Arabic grammar. In that is your lesson 1, which is where the actual study begins. Al-Kalima, Arabic word. Before that, you need to know a little bit about Arabic. Then you need to know about the word kalima. Then 4 characteristics of nouns, asma and i'rab. Then lesson 2 is more on i'rab and flexibility, the topic that would have just been completed. In that, you need to know the 3 categories of Arabic words, kalimats, the noun, its 4 characteristics, flexibility and i'rab, and the 3 degrees of flexibility. Then you would do something on pronouns and pointing nouns. Pronouns are known as dhama'ir, pointing nouns asma'ul ishara. If you don't know these Arabic terms, because I know most of you are beginners, don't worry right now that I'm saying the words because it's there in the book, and the more you listen, the more you will remember. So if right now you're not understanding any of the Arabic terms, it's no problem. We are just doing the index, the contents, what all is there, we're just browsing through that. So it is It is absolutely fine if you don't remember any of these. So you have pronouns. In pronouns, you need to know different ways of learning them. So there are some different tables here that you need to by heart them. When we'll come to that, we'll see that. Then you have something on pointing nouns. Then you have particles and broken plurals. Particles here, what we'll be doing is particles of jar, nasb, and jazm. Don't worry, we'll do what they mean later on. Then you need to know something on broken plurals. Then this is all about words. Then when you join two words, it's called a word construction, murakkabat. Okay, then you need to do murakkabat. There are different kinds of murakkabat. Then after that, we will come to sentences. So you have nominal sentence, different types of nominal sentences. Then we do something about verbs, introduction to verbs, different families of verbs. That's lesson 8. Then above what you did was nominal sentence. Here what you have is the verbal sentence. Then the after verbal sentence, you have different constructions of verbs like verbs of command, the i'rab, the particles of verbs, and verbs in the future tense. Then you have passive verb, the doer noun, passive noun, verbal noun, what they all mean. Then verb families. And then you have the other verb families from 5 to 10. This was still 4, 2, 3, and 4. And you have 5 to 10. Total, there are 10 verb families that we need to know. And then that's where the book ends. After this, you just have some vocabulary assignments. You have for each lesson, if you'll see at the end of the book, there are some assignments and with answers. So once we complete some chapter, based on that, whichever assignment will be there, I will ask you all to go through it and to solve it, and then we will look over the answers later on after that. Then you have some supplementary vocabulary, then some grammar terms, alif to seen in one topic, sheen to lam, and meme to yeah. Some review questions and answer. This is where I was saying the review questions are there for each chapter. So alhamdulillah, it's a very nice book. And part 2, volume 2 is more advanced knowledge. So if anyone wants, you all can continue volume 2 as well later on. So here acknowledgements is there. I'll ask you to go over this one. Acknowledgements, table of contents. There is one acknowledgement here. This one. Okay. Just give me a minute. So what you need to do is I want you to go through this page, the acknowledgements. I think the above one is the same. It's just pages repeated twice. Then you have here forward. In forward, they have mentioned something on what and how grammar is, what all is there in grammar, what Arabic grammar deals with, like what all is there that you need to learn. You need to learn something called as i'rab, something known as bina, construction, and you need to know and the manner of constructing one word with another. You need to know this and why it's important. Then there is something called as sarf, which is word patterns. So what all is there in this book, and some summary about that is there on this forward. So you can go through this as well. I will skip this part. Now coming to the preface. Why is it important to learn the Arabic language? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah number 12, ayah number 3, إِنَّا أَنزَلْنَاهُ قُرْآنًا عَرَبِيًّا لَعَلَّكُمْ تَعْقِلُونَ. Indeed, we have sent it an Arabic Quran so that you all may understand. Also in Surah 39 or ayah number 28, قُرْآنًا عَرَبِيًّا غَيْرَ ذِي عِوَجٍ لَعَلَّهُمْ يَتَّقُونَ. It is a Quran in Arabic without any crookedness in order that they may have taqwa. Imam Shafi'i rahimahullah, he said that every Muslim is obligated to learn this language to the utmost of your power in order to profess through it that there is no God but Allah and Muhammad is his messenger, and to utter what is mandated upon him. Then Sheikh Ibn Taymiyyah rahimahullah, what he said is also mentioned, and how Arabic has been preserved all these years through Quran, through Sunnah. Now, translations are important, yes, because you don't know Arabic, so translations help you to know. But you should know Arabic by itself as well. Like during the Salah or Jummah khutbah or Tarawih, you cannot remove translations. That's why you need to know Arabic. And there are many things, which translations cannot cover. In any language you translate it, it cannot cover the actual beauty of this Arabic language. And that is why we need to learn the Arabic language. Now, this part as well, I would want all of you to go through is text goals and objectives. What is the goal of this book? What is the goal of Arabic grammar? How is the methodology of this book? This you all can just read through. As and when we proceed, again later on when you read this, you will understand more on what's written over here. So just read through. He has mentioned how the book is organized, what all is there, like there are review questions at the end, and also it's just about the book. And if you are a new student, there is some advice for you here as well. And let me just go over a few points from here. إنما الأعمال بالنيات وإنما لكل امرئ ما نوى. Indeed, actions are by intention, and each person will have what he intends. So you should always have a righteous intention when you're starting to learn, and don't let this go. When you're learning Arabic, in fact, what you're learning is you're learning the Quran. You're developing the key so that it will help you to understand the words of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the key to learning, this is one very important thing you should always remember throughout your whole journey. You need to be constant and consistent. You will not learn it over one day, few months. No, it takes time. Plus, we don't have enough vocabulary. So you need to keep learning and build up the vocabulary. And remembering words will take time. You need a lot of repetition. You need to recite the Quran, read the Quran with translation, read tafsir, and that's how you will build up on the vocabulary. Also, realize that Quran is weighty. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells His Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam, إِنَّا سَنُلْقِي عَلَيْكَ قَوْلًا ثَقِيلًا. Indeed, we will soon send upon you a weighty word. So Quran is very mighty, it's very weighty. So you can read through this. Now, if you don't know how to write Arabic, it's fine for now, but you need to start learning to write, enhance your writing skills. Start with alphabets, then take some words which we will come across over here, like in the vocabulary. There is 180% vocabulary from there, or at the end of the review exercises. So start learning slowly, slowly. You need to write a little bit. It will help you later on in the course as well. Now, this last two sentences is very important. I want you all to keep this in mind. One major reason why students are not able to go forward in Arabic studies, either they simply do not study the material, or they do not do the designated assignments, nor they memorize enough vocabulary. So all this is very important. If you want to move through, if you want to move ahead and understand, this is what all you need to do. You need to study regularly, constant, consistent, do your assignments, and keep memorizing vocabulary. So this is on the history of Arabic grammar. Again, you can read through this. Evolution of Arabic grammar. Now over here, what I would want you to read through this, but I will just need to explain something to you, that when you are learning grammar, remember that these grammar rules came in place just because there were many non-Arabs accepting Islam and they did not know Arabic. So for them to learn Arabic, all the rules of grammar, what all they spoke, how they spoke, what and when, everything was coded down by various scholars. And this was all done later on. So the Quran, it was already there. It was there before. The rules of grammar, everything was already there. This written part of the grammar came later on. So there will be a lot of exceptions to it then, because it is the way they spoke. Arabic is the language of a particular community known as Arabs. So it is what they spoke. Everything may not have proper rules, because it's not that these were the rules and then they developed the language. No. The language was there, and from there they wrote down the rules. So you will have a lot of exceptions. And the other thing that you need to know is if you need to learn grammar, you need to keep reading the Quran and its translation as well, because the grammar rules, everything were written down, and it all came from there only. So to learn, it's not that you just need to do grammar and that's the stop, that's the end. No, you need to keep reading the Quran along with it, and that is how you're going to understand Arabic. Here, the story what is mentioned, I will go over that in our next session. You can read through it. Once you're done in the next session, we will do that again. So let's begin lesson 1. Introduction to Arabic grammar. Arabic word. A word in Arabic is called kalima. Now, whatever we say, whatever we speak, it is called speech. The sound that comes out of our mouth, of our tongues, not only our throat, because animals also make sound, but they make it from the throat. That is not speech. That's not language. What? Sorry, that can be language, but it's not speech. Language means any communication, but speech is what we speak, the one which comes out of our tongues. So whatever we say, it's all sentences, many big sentences. Now sentences are made up of words. When you combine words, you get a sentence. So first, the smallest unit is word, is what you need to understand. When you understand a word, you will understand how to join two words, what joining two words means, and then that is called a fragment. And more than a fragment is what is a sentence. That's when you will understand a sentence. Of course, the smallest unit after word also, there is one smaller unit which is known as the Arabic alphabets. That is the base for any language. What? The alphabets. So you should know all the alphabets. You should know them in order. You should know they're written from right to left. Here, all the alphabets are listed down: alif, ba, ta, tha, jim, ha, kha, dal, zal, ra, za, sin, shin, sad, dad, ta, za, ain, ghain, fa, qaf, kaf, lam, mim, nun, ha, wow. Here there will be one more which you need to write, hamza, and then right here, yeah. So you need to get total of 29. After this, what you need to know is you need to know the correct pronunciation of all these letters. Each letter has a unique sound. So you need to know the pronunciation of all of these letters. That is known as makhraj. If you know the proper makhraj, which is the proper exit point of the letter, the sound will come proper. What is this alphabet actually? It is just a pictorial representation of one particular sound. So you should know from where that sound is coming. Then this letter will come proper. So that exit point is known as makhraj. Like for example, if you look at these two letters, qaf and kaf, if you know they are not the same, they are unique. I told you every alphabet is unique. So over here, the whole word, all the signs, everything is same except for those two alphabets. But if you see, if I say qalbun, it means heart, whereas if I say kalbun, it means dog. So there is a huge difference if I just change the letter qaf to kaf or kaf to qaf. So whenever you're reciting, be sure your sound pronunciation of the alphabet is proper. And while studying now, when you're doing grammar, you'll come to know that, for example, ja'alna versus ja'alna. Ja'alna means those women, they all made, the women made. Whereas ja'alna means we made. So this alif, which is lengthening the fatha, ja'alna, you should not cut down on that also. That is going to again make a huge difference in the meaning. Also, knowing tajweed will help you understand how these three letters are different: sin, sad, and tha, zai, dha, and zal, qaf, kaf, because they are similar sounding, but there is a huge difference. When you learn tajweed, tajweed is the science which studies the pronunciation of alphabets, how you should pronounce them. So it is the study of all of those. So you need to find out a teacher around in your area somewhere and join and learn tajweed. Hamza versus Ain, Ha, and Ha. Then what you have with alphabets is, this is something that is not there in any other language. They are called harakat. Harakat is movement. Like for example, if you see a line on top of the letter, this denotes the movement of your lips. So if you see a line on top, means your lips should also go upwards, top. This is known as fatha. If you see a line down, means your lip also will be down. Ba kasra, B, this is known as kasra. Ba kasra, B, so my lip movement is down. If you see a round circle on top here like this with the line, This is known as a dhamma. This round circle tells you that your lips also should go into that round form. So it should be ba dhamma bu. When you're saying bu, your lips should form this circle. Like how the dhamma is having a circle, your lips should also have a circle. Otherwise, the sound is not correct. Apart from this, if you don't have any harakat, if you don't have any movement, harakat means movement of the lips. If you don't have to move your lips, if you just have to give a sound, that's a stop sign. That's called a sukoon. If you want to stop on the letter. In Arabic, you cannot have two consecutive sukoon because you cannot pronounce them. Whenever you have two consecutive sukoon, what happens is a kasra is added so that you have a flow and you're able to read. For example, over here there's a sukoon, qalat, okay, qalat. Then the next letter which you have to recite, this one if you see, I'll just zoom in. This one if you see alif with the head of sad, it's called hamzatul wasl. And we will see the difference and what alif versus hamzatul wasl, what this means. But for now, know that if I have a word here before it, I do not recite this. So I have to directly recite this lam sukoon. So I have ta sukoon and next to it lam sukoon. Lam sukoon I cannot pronounce. I need help. I need a haraka before it to pronounce. Suppose if this ta was not there, this ta wasn't there, only lam was there. So I could say qalal. So you see that lam sukoon will join here with lam fathal. Qalal. But here it is qalat. And then you have lam sukoon. So I have to stop. I cannot say latel, no. I cannot do that because it is ta sukoon, qalat. So what happens? Two sukoons you cannot pronounce. What happens is this takes a kasra. Qalatil a'rabu. Qalatil a'rabu. So that's the rule of Arabic because it becomes easier to say and you get a flow on reciting. Then you see these harakats. This one, what we did. Sorry, this one. Thamma, fatha and kasra. Same way you can have double sign. Two fatha, two kasra and two dhamma. This is known as tanween. You will have a noon sound at the end. So fatha, kasra, dhamma was a, e, u. This will be an, in and un. Then you have something called as a shadda. Shadda is again a sign which is written on top of the letter. It will come along with a haraka. Shadda means you have two letters inside, first one with a sukoon, second one with the corresponding haraka that will come with it. Then you have here difference between alif and hamza. I'm sorry, I'm not. I think the sound may not be very clear, but I'll try for the next session to have it more clear. Okay, so difference between alif and hamza, ta and ta marbuta and tashkil is what we will do in the next session, because I'll give you some time to go over the acknowledgements, the preface and the forward. Try that before you see the next session, just complete reading that and then only go over the next one. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.